Hey, plant pals, my kid a gardener, and this is what my backyard looks like outside. Snow. So I thought I would and it's November the 11th, so I figured I'd take you on a tour of some of my indoor things that I'm growing. All right, I will be back. Here's that Hazelfamy, however you spell it, that has my orange hat. I'm gotten tons of orange hat tomatoes off of it. It's still producing. Keep some down there. There's a nice sized one right there. So yeah, I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon because it's still flowering, still producing. So I will constantly get tomatoes inside during the winter when it's snowing. And then right next to it is my AeroGarden sprout that has what I call the basil tree. I've been literally harvesting. It touches the light nearly every day. I get basil off of it pretty much either every day or every other day. I don't want it to touch the light, otherwise it will get the light will burn it. I don't want that. I want fresh, delicious basil. So yeah, so that's how that unit's doing. I will be back. All right, this is the rack that has my 3 large deep water culture tubs, and then my Fresno chili pepper plant. It's doing beautifully. It's producing tons and tons of all these flowers. And it's producing tons and tons of Fresno chili peppers. Lots of beautiful flowers. It's even hanging down. So yeah, there's another one. It's a very prolific plant for me. I'm quite pleased with it. And then right next to it is the deep water culture tub with my little garden squirrel here. And this thing is supposed to be a smaller cherry tomato plant, and I'm still going, It's about 3 feet tall right now. I had 6 of them in here. I've whittled it down to 5 because they're growing tall and not bushy, but that's kind of my fault because I didn't top them. I should have topped them when they were young to make them bush out, but I don't mind. I've got nothing going on over here, so they can get relatively tall without it interfering with anything. So I'm just going to let them do their thing. You know, chaotic. And then underneath here, there's my basil that loves to try to grow up to the light here. I've got jalapeno peppers. You can see we've already got jalapenos, and what's the date again? It's the 15th of November. Yeah, I had the date wrong when I said earlier. So yeah, it's 15th of November, Tuesday, and I've got jalapenos all throughout here in my indoor garden. So I have jalapenos to harvest already in November. This is my tomato plant. It's kind of doing its thing. This thing down here is, I think it's stevia or something. I have no idea. More chaos. Well, yeah, so that's how that unit's doing. And then next to it, I have my sprout that has the purple basil in it, and that thing's just growing insane. Get to focus. There we go. And I definitely need to thin it out. I've been kind of neglecting it, letting it go crazy. It's kind of fun to watch. Let it do its thing. And then next to it is the Zimu. That's got the 2 orange spice jalapeno plants. It's got orange spice peppers all over the place. Those are not going to be ready to harvest. Well, I mean, you can harvest them green, but I, of course, want them to be orange because they're orange spice. And they're quite delicious when they're ripe. Oops. Just knock the thing over. But look at all these jalapenos. Jalapeno, 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 jalapeno. So, yeah, this unit, the Zumu. This plant, for whatever reason, really seems to really enjoy growing in this unit. All right, I'll be back. This is my small deep water culture tubs that I have promised to be more organized with, so I have. This is parsley. These are all parsley plants. And right next to this, these are all sage. I just started them, so they're doing great. And then right next to that, these are all oregano. And I started these about a week ago, so they're already doing great. And then you can see there's like little baby ones just peeking through. And above it, I've got the I got some about the same age as the herbs down below. I've just got some dill in this extra spot here, because why not? If it gets overcrowded, I'll move it out. I've got a jalapeno pepper plant, or some kind of pepper plant. I'm not even sure. I thought it was a Fresno plant, but this is definitely not a Fresno plant. Because look at how thick the flowers are. That's certainly not how they look, but we shall see. I just stuck with these things in here because I had the space, and they were in my arrow garden that I cleaned out. And they were looking quite terrible because, you know, you got to clean these units out every so often to keep the systems healthy. And this is a cleaned out, healthy system. So look how happy it is. And like I said, this one here, if I can get these leaves out of the way, this one here is the Fresno that was pretty much near dead. And right next to that is my, oh, this is an orange spice jalapeno that was ripened from the office. I'm letting it finish ripen. But this monster thing here is my arugula, which is looking great. They're some are kind of blocking each other out, so there's 3 plants in here. I'm going to bring it down to 1 and put the other ones in a jar and see what happens. All right, right back. All right, this area here, I've got a basil. This is the Plenty of Seeds unit that I rescued, that the pump died on, that I put the air stone into. The light still works, so I'm going to keep using it. This is one of the many heirloom cherry tomato plants that I rescued from the pods. So normally they would be thinned out and thrown away. Well, I got plants. And same over here. And then I've got another one over here. So I've got 3 plants that would have normally not survived. And this is my garden harvest, the system that I cleaned out. This pod's not really doing much yet. There's 2 here, but I'm going to then pull one out and put it into a different system. So I planted like 3 seeds per pod just to guarantee myself some good germination. So yeah. So these little babies are about maybe a week old, week or so, and they're already doing great. So I will only grow 2, maybe 3 if I decide to be chaotic, lemon spice peppers in this system, because you don't want them to overcrowd each other. And here, right next to it, is my dead system that I rescued. This is the now almost, well over 3-year-old bonsai cherry tomato that is still producing. If I can get back here to show it, it's still producing fruit. And I keep cutting it down and cutting it back, and it keeps bearing fruit. So I'm just going to let it do its thing. Let it continue until it decides to quit, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, because as you can see here, those are more buds forming. And this is supposed to be a determinate variety. It's supposed to produce and die, but it keeps coming back. So I'm going to let it do it. This is that parsley that was dead and that didn't have light or water for 2+ weeks. It's still live and kicking. There's another one back there, and here is a basil that's still doing great. All right, I will be right back. Right here is my experimental shelf. This is, as you can see, this was just a shoe box that I drilled holes in and put pods into. That's growing thyme. These are 6 thyme plants that are doing quite well. They just started. Above that is the orange spice, the orange hat cherry tomato that was knocked over and was left for dead. That's coming back. This is another one of the, like I said, the mini red heirloom cherry tomatoes that, like I said, each AeroGarden pod contains like 5 or 6 seeds that most people just thin out because, you know, AeroGarden wants to guarantee germination, so they put extra seeds per pod. Well, don't waste them. Grow them. Here is the pepper plant that I was going to try to overwinter. That was just a stick. It's coming back, so I'm just gonna let it grow and see what happens there. Down below here, this is my strawberry spinach plant. Again, this is not dirt. This is cocoa coir perlite vermiculite, and the plant hydroponic plant food solutions down here, and it gets wicked up through the. Oh, this camera doesn't like the light. It's wicked up through the bottom there, and there's just that was a demonstration that I did, that you can take a mason jar and drill a hole in a plastic lid and just toss a AeroGarden pod into that. I'm trying to propagate some tomatoes. See what happens there. See if I get any roots. We should see. Again, these were going to be thrown away, so if I get more plants, cool. This was a super hot mystery pepper. There's my mint that was I thought was dead, that came back, and more basil. Alright, so that's just a quick look at some of the things I'm growing inside. I've got the orange spice and loon spice plants in my office. I've shown that a million times, no need to. Down here are 3 protein containers that I'm going to do an experiment with. I'm going to have one with a pump, air pump, one with just using the cracking method, and I'm going to throw the extra basils, I believe that's what I'm going to put in there. And this is going to be something for my mail call that's going to be coming up, that I'm going to try to see if it was shipped in the freezing cold, so hopefully it's still alive. If it does survive, that's what I'm going to grow it in. Alright, so that's just a quick look at some of the things I'm doing indoors. I'm not done yet. I still have to build up my experimental shelf. I haven't, finished that yet. That's still a work in progress. It's going to require some tools and whatnot. But yeah, there you have it. Just a quick look at what's going on inside. I got plenty more things coming, and I hope you follow along. All right. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.